What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome into another episode of Flippin Bats, where we have a lot to talk today ahead of this weekend. Things that make you go, a Friday staple. Also, some must-see playoff series that we might or might not get, but from each league, 3 from each league, the NL and the AL. Also, immaculate grid coming today, 90 seconds on the clock, and seeing if I can go immaculate for the second time. Also, a good tail of the tape. This one's going to be a blast. Let's get to it.
5 ball onto the track, at the wall, it's gone! Home run!
Turns on a ball, deep right field, and gone!
What a game, what a moment. It is Friday, my friends. We have made it to the weekend, almost, basically, technically not there yet, but it's Friday. We're almost there.
It's a baby weekend.
Everybody loves Friday. We have a fun episode today. I am joined, as always, by Alex Curry. And Alex,
Yeah?
you might be wondering, Ben, why are you wearing that jersey?
Okay. Good
And I
setup
have
for
a
yourself. Good setup for yourself.
I have a great answer
Why
for
are you wearing that jersey?
Alex, if you would expect anyone, if you hear the news that Shōta Imanaga is going to be posted after this season to come to Major League Baseball, and you said, who is one person that you know that might have an Imanaga baseball jersey, who would it be?
This guy. This guy.
Yes, I do. I have a Shōta Imanaga jersey, and he is going to be posted to come to Major League Baseball, and we'll see how that breaks down. But that's important here.
That's really big. Now, for someone that might not be familiar with what it means to be posted, it's a pretty interesting process for a Japanese player to come over to Major League Baseball. So just kind of give us like a quick 101 on what that means.
Interesting is certainly one way to say it.
Yeah.
It is quite the process. So when you do sign to play in Japan, we can use Shohei, for instance, here.
Yeah.
He was talked about to come over here at 18 years old, out of high school, and sign with an organization.
Yeah.
Decided to stay in Japan and play over there for the Ham Fighters. And you have to stay over there for X amount of years. The team can decide to post you, but most of them just wait because they want you on their team for a while. So being posted is the process of that organization in Japan posting you for Major League Baseball team to possibly sign you.
Yeah.
Now that team gets a portion of the signing, so the team
the
makes
Japanese
money.
team
Yes.
gets a portion of their MLB signing?
Yes, the Nippon Ham Fighters just built the most beautiful stadium that I've ever seen in baseball because of the Yu Darvish and Shohei Ohtani fees that they got from the signings. And they have like a whole Yu Darvish wing and like a Shohei part. It's the most beautiful baseball stadium in the history of baseball stadiums. So it is like a thing. It's big for them.
It's like having like an agency fee or a management fee, but it's like your Japanese team fee.
Basically.
Yeah.
So the posting process is a bit complicated,
Interesting.
but Imanaga is now going to be posted. A guy that I saw pitch in person. Also have his jersey, as I mentioned. He pitched in the World Baseball Classic for Team Japan. He was fantastic for them. Left-handed pitcher, threw a no-hitter last year, pitches for the Yokohama Bay Stars. And he does things obviously different. I said left-handed, so different than like the Yu Darvish's, Shohei Ohtani that we see. Really high velo. He's a guy that just pitches, and he is really good command. Stuff moves everywhere. Everything is moving at all times. So I'm excited to see where Imanaga ends up. And he's coming to the U.S. and the pitchers that we have been getting lately, that Major League Baseball has been getting from Japan. Shohei, Kodai Senga, Fujinami, who's over here now out of the bullpen, but throws upwards of 100 with nasty stuff. I mean, a team is going to get a really good pitcher here, and I'm excited to see it.
So if you don't know Imanaga's name now, you will know it very soon.
Yes.
Because he's coming.
And of course I have his jersey.
Yes, you do. I mean, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
But Ben, we are in this final playoff push, which is so exciting. It's crazy because it feels like the season has gone by in a blink.
There's 20 games left.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So this is the do or die time. So as we're kind of getting into that playoff picture, who's gonna win the division, who's going to snag those final wild card spots. We're going to go through and we're going to talk about top 3 matchups that we would like to see in the postseason in each league. So let's start in the American League. What playoff matchups do you want to see?
All right, so I like some of these. And again, as you mentioned, some of the, all of these teams might not, I don't know who's going to be in the playoffs at the end of the day, right? So these are just some matchups that I would like to see. First up in the American League, I'll go Orioles and Mariners. Just imagine the vibes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You got Seattle, who just ended a 21-year playoff drought last year. We got to see them for one game in the postseason last year against the Astros. The team is really good. They're really fun. And those vibes, I feel like at Camden Yards would be the exact. I just feel like there would be no better atmosphere series than the Orioles and the Mariners. So to me, you get 2 of the youngest, most exciting teams with the Orioles lineup that is one of the best in baseball, but very underrated. The Orioles lineup outside of Adley and Gunnar Henderson is so underrated. Anthony Santander has 25 homers in back-to-back seasons, the first time for an Orioles player since Eddie Murray. I mean, anytime you're doing something like that, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Austin Hayes, Ryan Mountcastle, a very underrated offense after the young studs that a lot of people know. And then on the Seattle side of things, Julio, that pitching staff, the crowd, it's that I need to see Orioles Mariners.
It's a pretty even matchup when you think about it, too. It could be fun. It could go either way. But let's move to the next matchup, which would be Astros against the Mariners.
Yeah, again, division rivalry. You can feel that division rivalry building.
Like we've been the little brothers in this division for the last 10 years because the Astros, I know that strikes a chord with you, the little brothers.
I'm going to make a motion to stop using the big brother, little brother analogy.
Ooh, this triggers fun, you guys.
I take offense to it.
I'm a big sister, you're a little brother. So it's like, it makes sense that I would use the analogy and that you dislike the analogy.
Sometimes the little brother gets the best of the big brother,
And that's what
sometimes little brothers go 1 for 1 with a homer off of big brother. I don't understand the analogy. I don't get it, and we need to stop using it. Astros Mariners becoming a great rivalry in the AL West because the Mariners are closing that gap.
They are.
And the Astros are still the Astros. We've seen that over the last few days, but the Mariners have closed that gap because of the young core that they have, and Julio just getting better and better. The pitching rotation's really good. So to get those vibes, the division rivalry in the playoffs, I would love to see that. This would be a fun ALCS matchup.
It would be great. And just to add on to your, sometimes the little brother can do better than the big brother. The Mariners have led 6-4 this season against the Astros. And they have another series coming up September 25th through the 27th.
I'm just out on this analogy altogether.
I know you are.
I'm over
All right, let's go to our last American League potential playoff matchup that we would love to see. And we just saw it this week, Rangers, Astros.
Yeah, so this would be a fun one. We obviously have seen these 2 teams play a lot throughout the regular season. We just saw it earlier this week, as you mentioned, where the Rangers were just, it didn't go well.
No, the Astros
dominated. But it has been a fun series throughout the year.
Yeah.
We had a benches clearing situation earlier. We get some heated exchanges at home plate with Marcus Semien jumping on the plate. The team, there's just a lot going on here. The Texas Showdown would be a lot of fun. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if the Rangers are.
I don't think they can hold on.
The Rangers have just absolutely just gone in the wrong direction. They went from a big division lead to a small division lead, to a wild card team, to on the outside looking in the span of a month.
There are not 2 teams right now that are trending more in the opposite direction than the Astros and the Rangers.
Yeah.
And then we just saw that head-to-head in the series this week.
Yeah, that might have been the most dominant head-to-head that has ever happened. I mean,
39 runs, what was it?
16
homers.
And that
was crazy.
Never happened in a 3-game series. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well, let's move to the National League potential playoff matchups that we would love to see, starting with Braves and Dodgers.
I mean,
Come on. Give the people what they want.
If we get a Braves versus Dodgers NLCS, which is where it would have to happen.
Yes.
Because they're going to be the 1 and the 2 seed, right? So the only possibility for them to meet up would be in the NLCS. And man, just the baseball world needs it. It would be such a fun series. Braves, Dodgers, all the star power, all the Freddie, the narratives, Freddie to the Dodgers, but still misses the Braves, and then all, just everything there.
But even their playoff history, they've both knocked each other out like the last 5 years.
Yeah, you could say the Braves were the little brother because they keep getting the better of for a while, the Dodgers have been the cream of the crop in the National League for I don't know, almost a decade, it feels like. And the Braves, I remember the first real matchup, the Braves had that 3-1 lead and they blew it. The Dodgers came back and ended up going to the World Series there. And then the Braves finally got over that hump, and now they've done it twice. So now it just, there's all these narratives with this series, and it's the two best teams in the National League. And man, that's a clear and obvious one. Yeah,
that's next National League matchup that we would love to see. Phillies and Braves.
Run it back.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phillies take down the Braves last year, end up in the World Series. It was surprising to a lot of people.
Yep.
And look, I've talked about the Braves a lot. They've been #1 in the power rankings for the majority of the year. But do not get it twisted. This Phillies team can beat the Atlanta Braves, and they can absolutely do it again with how well they are playing. Another division matchup that would be awesome, and a lot of energy there. The Rhys Hoskins bat spike last year in the playoffs, an iconic baseball playoff moment. Here it is now. If you're watching, you can see it. I mean, it was legendary. And what a series that would be. Rhys Hoskins off Spencer Strider, and it'd be great. Braves, Phillies is another.
That's the best thing about the playoffs. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Is that a song?
No. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's one of my favorite songs. Lego Movie. All right, let's move on to our final National League potential playoff matchup that we would love to see, and that is Cubs against Reds.
Look, the NL wild card is all over the place. I just think you mentioned it yesterday, Alex. Imagine at the beginning of the year when you have the NL East with the Phillies, the Mets, and the Braves, and the NL West with, at minimum, the Dodgers and the Padres. Imagine if someone had said to you, the team with 3 playoff teams, the division with 3 playoff teams is going to be the NL Central. You would have been called crazy, and rightfully so.
We talked about it yesterday.
Nobody in the world thought that was going to happen, and it is a big possibility because I think the Brewers and Cubs I think they're going to be in. I think that's fair to say. And the Reds, we talked about it yesterday, by far the easiest remaining schedule. A lot of under 500 teams for them. So sitting right there on the edge of that 3-4 spot, they can certainly get in. I just think this matchup between division teams that neither of them expected to be in the playoffs this year. This was supposed to be a step forward year, and it's turned into a playoff year potentially for the Reds.
It's the Ellie effect.
Ellie De La Cruz, Matt McClain, Spencer Steer, Hunter Green in the playoffs, Andrew Abbott against the Cubs with Bellinger and Justin Steele and Alzolay at the back end of the bullpen. I get excited just thinking about it.
We can tell.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everything is awesome.
All right, so those are the 3 from each league and the 6 total series that we would love to see and to be at some point throughout the playoffs. All right, Alex, it is now immaculate grid time. It's time for me to lock in. I've gone immaculate once in 90 seconds, which is very difficult, but we said last time we did immaculate grid, we're not going to explain it every single time we do it. Hopefully you know what it is, and if not, you'll figure it out on the fly here. But Alex, what I do want to do this time is, so we're not like you're trying to explain what I'm thinking through, let's pop up the grid and you say who's on each row.
So Ben has 90 seconds to get 9 players. The top row is Detroit Mets, 40+ save season pitching, and down the left side is Angels, Padres, Yankees. Let's get 90 seconds up on the clock. Ben, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's
Tigers
see if we can
helps.
go immaculate.
All right.
Let's go.
Tigers, Angels. I'll go Gordon Beckham. Tigers, Padres, I'll go Ian Kinsler. Tigers, Yankees, I'll go Marcus Thames, spelled Thames. Mets, Angels, Aaron Loop. Mets, Padres, Tommy Pham. Mets, Yankees, Bartolo Colon. 40-plus save season. Angels, Troy Percival. Padres, Trevor Hoffman. Yankees, Mariano Rivera.
Oh,
come on!
My gosh, that was at 48 seconds left. That was at 48 seconds left when you said that.
Give me those Tigers, baby. That's an easy start. Let's go.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I feel like Tigers and 40-plus save seasons was like going to be like a shoo-in for you. Good job. That was impressive. 48 seconds left on the clock. I looked down when you said that last name.
Yeah, that was good. That's the new leader in the clubhouse. I don't know if that's going to be beat. That was pretty good. I feel good there.
That was immaculate.
Hey, thanks, Alex. Appreciate that.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I feel good. Not much the TikTok world can say about that one. That was pretty good.
Take that, TikTok. All right, well, let's get to things that make you go, Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
We got some good ones today. We talked about this one a little bit yesterday. Angels using Shohei Ohtani body double for team photos.
What are we doing?
I have no idea.
What are we doing at this
This is not
point?
normal.
No, it's not normal. They sent out a guy in full Shohei Ohtani uniform to just stand in for the team photo, which I've never heard of anything like this happening.
No.
And instead of just, okay, maybe Shohei had to leave for the day to do something. Obviously, he was injured, and there's a lot that goes into that. But maybe postpone it a day or two.
Like their face of the franchise, and
it's his last,
possibly the last
most
team
likely
photo?
Team photo you'll have of him. Everybody will know. This is, what's going to happen? This is everybody will forever remember the 2023 Angels team photo, because now it's going to be everybody knows that it was a body double. I wonder if maybe they were trying to do it a little under the radar, and
you can't. It's Shohei Ohtani. Nothing is under the radar.
I know, but what were they?
Oh, okay.
So they're clearly just going to Photoshop it, but now
Also,
everybody.
That's not how he stands.
Everybody will remember that this was just a huge, massive failure and embarrassing month for the Angels organization. But they used a body double to stand in.
Definitely more telling that he's not going to be on the Angels next season. Didn't show up to the team photo. All right.
But that doesn't sound like a Shohei intention. He would show up for the photo if he could have.
Okay.
He would have.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on.
Onward.
To our next things that make you go, Rangers broadcasters attempt at sarcasm.
Yeah. Alex, this was part of my honesty hour yesterday was broadcast booths and bringing more energy and bringing more passion and appreciating really cool moments when they're happening. And Jose Altuve in that series against the Rangers hit, 4 home runs in 4 straight at bats, 5 home runs over the course of 7 innings. And the Rangers broadcast booth their attempt at sarcasm just came off really poorly. And here, let's listen to it.
When you're sitting there bragging about his 6 hits, I would just say, it's easy to get 6 hits when you hit them over the fence. Yeah. It's not like you don't give the other team a chance to even get you out. So it's not really, it's not that great.
No, I think you bring up a good point, right? Couldn't do it there.
Right.
What? I don't think that's sarcasm. I think that's just horrible broadcasting.
It had to be.
Okay, I don't understand sarcasm. You know this. You and my husband are both extremely sarcastic people, and I just don't get it. I believe everything that someone says to me. So
yeah, it quite literally has to be.
This is horrible.
Here's one. when
be a sore loser.
when it's just your voice being heard,
Yeah.
sarcasm is tough to go with. You got to be able to see like facial cues, and you got to
So you
deliver
for sure
it.
think it's sarcasm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't. It comes off poorly, and if it isn't, it's the worst take in history. I really do. I really do hope and believe it's sarcasm. But if it is, one, he went on too long. Like you just end it with like, is 6 homers really that impressive? Like they're all going over the fence, not even giving people a chance. He went on in like a very monotone voice for too long.
Yeah.
It's just not. That's just a terrible.
It was bad.
That was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
All right. Yeah. That was bad. All right. Let's move on to our next things that make you go, Bryce Harper shaved his beard.
Yeah, Bryce Harper was in the middle of a 0 for 17 slump and shaved his beard. It got to 0 for 20 and he hit a rocket double. So
it worked.
It worked. And it's not the first time Bryce Harper's done this in his career. He's done it before. This, I will just say, is one thing that baseball fans are able to tell is a change. Baseball players do stuff like this.
Yeah.
All the time.
Baseball players are so superstitious.
Shaving a beard is a dramatic one, and that's a lot. Bryce Harper's had that beard. You know, he's a beard guy, and he's like, I got to change something up. But, you know, there's times where baseball players are wearing like pink thongs under their jersey, and you just don't know it.
Bringing up that story.
I know firsthand. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. Play base, and there's like famous stories of like Hall of Famers. Like, I forget what the story is. I'll remember it for next time I go to talk about baseball players wearing thongs, which has now been a staple of the season, by the way. But there was one. I don't know who it was, but it's like a gold. We'll move on. But yeah, Bryce Harper shaved his beard, got out of his slump, and just gotta get a little sun on that spot.
Yeah.
You know,
he's not afraid of change. We also just heard recently he's willing to move to first base a little more permanently, per Ken Rosenthal's recent article in The Athletic that just came out. So he has been absolutely incredible at first base in the short amount of time that we've seen him.
Yeah, he's been good.
So let's move on to our next things that make you go, yeah.
Is that what it's going to make me do?
Yeah. Royce Lewis hits 3 grand slams over 8 games.
What do you even say?
Yeah.
Most people don't hit 3 grand slams in a big league career. That's a long, like even very well-established players don't hit 3 grand slams in a career. He had 3 over the course of 8 games. For that to happen is... that's ridiculous, to be honest. It's so cool. There is obviously, I mean, to come up with the bases loaded that many times, one is awesome. And you're just trying to drive in one at a time.
Yep.
For it to be a homer, 3rd grand slam in the week is just remarkable. Good for him. Love Royce Lewis.
I told you, things that make you go, yeah.
I didn't find myself doing that. I didn't. I went like...
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Every party has a pooper. Okay, let's move on to our next.
What did you just say? Did you say every party has a pooper?
Yeah, you know that song.
I don't know that song. I know the statement party pooper. I've never heard that song.
Yeah, it's from a movie. Right?
Yeah.
What movie is it from? Every party
I don't know.
Father of the Bride.
There you have it.
Cool. All right, let's move on to our next things that make you go, Jackson Holliday called up to AAA.
The kid's 19 years old. 19.
That's so cool.
And the thing that makes me go, isn't necessarily that he got called up to AAA, which is awesome. But one of the best parts of this is his first game.
Yeah.
He got called up that night. He went to check into his hotel, and the hotel thought he was like 12 years old, and they wouldn't give him a hotel room. I mean, not only is he 19, he looks so young and picks up his first AAA hit the other night. I mean, the guy's a stud, and I think he should be on the Orioles next year. I think he should make the opening day roster. It'd be so cool to have Jackson Holliday and Gunnar Henderson, a left side of the infield like that. But yes, 19 years old, started this season in Single A, shoots up the system, gets to AAA, can't check into his room because they thought he was too young to get a hotel room.
That's hilarious.
And now he's right. He's one call away, right on the cusp of the big leagues.
I love stories like that. On to our next things that make you go, Astros road run differential versus their home run differential.
This is crazy. The Astros could potentially do something that has only been done twice before in the history of baseball, which is a run differential of over 100 plus 107, and that was before the Rangers game on Wednesday night. So it's plus like around plus 120, and their home run differential is -7. They would be just the third team ever, along with the 1948 Brooklyn Dodgers and the 1908 Pittsburgh Pirates, to have a run differential of over 100 on the road and negative at home.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
That's crazy. So they're a better road team.
They are a better road team. They really have.
Also, it makes them dangerous in the playoffs.
It got to, they had like a decision to make after everything happened, right? And they've just, everybody's going to boo them, and they just embraced the villain role. We've talked about it. They've just embraced the role, and they love playing on the road. They love getting booed. Look at Yankees fans boo Jose Altuve every time he comes up, and he absolutely owns them. I mean, they love it. And yeah, you don't want to face the Astros on the road, but the third team ever to do that would be crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. What else is crazy? This next things that make you go, Anthony Rendon's no habla inglés.
Yeah. So Anthony Rendon hasn't been playing many games for the Angels, as we all know. Signed a very large contract
over the last handful of years
for a long time, and obviously, when he's not playing, along comes questions of, "Hey, when might you be playing again?
How's your rehab?
And
How are
all
you
year
feeling?"
long, Anthony Rendon has just been finding ways to skate away from those answers by maybe saying like, "Hey, I'll be right back out. I'll let everybody know." And then he just doesn't come back out or doesn't answer the question. Well, just the other day, reporters asked Anthony Rendon for an injury update, and he responded, and I quote, "No habla inglés today," and then proceeded to put on a hoodie and left the clubhouse.
This is unacceptable behavior by a Major League Baseball player. Now, I had personal experience with this. I won't go into detail, but this is very on brand for what I have experienced, who he is since he's been an Angel. It was almost impossible to get an interview with him.
You guys did lap over, huh?
We did.
First year he was there?
Uh-huh.
Just that 1 year,
I was
right?
there till 2021.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, and he was on that World Series team with the Nats.
Yeah,
in
2019. And then 2020 Angels. So it was weird because it was the COVID years. You're not like in the clubhouse.
Yeah, so 2021,
with the guys.
All of 2021.
Yeah, it was like request Zooms, which you think would be easier, right? Like you just hop on a computer.
We get no juicy deets.
I still have mad respect for the Angels organization, so I'm not going to go into those details, but I will say it is extremely frustrating to cover a player like that. Like you are getting paid millions of dollars. It's part of the job to talk to the media.
And they have jobs to do, and they're lively, you know, like you respect their jobs.
Like, I have no idea. I feel okay. Just give us that. Don't give like BS responses like, "Oh, no hablas inglés today," or like just walking away and never coming back. Like it's obvious if you've worked in the LA media, beat writers, like everyone's experienced it. And it is extremely frustrating, unprofessional, and just, it's hard to find words for it.
I also think,
shocking.
I think it's fair for, you know, he has one of the biggest contracts in baseball.
Yeah.
And it is so fair for fans to be frustrated and upset and just wanting to know answers. And it's so fair for the media to be asking those questions because it's their job to ask those questions.
Yes.
And for him to brush it off and just like make a joke of it.
No.
Yeah, to say no.
Flat out no.
To make a joke of the situation. Like, I get it. Like maybe you are tired of asking those questions, but the fans are tired of you not playing for their team. And that's not saying like I'm not a doctor. I don't know what he's going through. I'm not sitting here and saying like he should be playing. Like the injury is bad enough where he shouldn't be playing, but you need to understand that the fan base is unhappy about it and that you signed a long-term contract to play there for a long time. And I think you should have the respect for the organization and your peers in the locker room, the media, to answer the questions when they're just trying to do a job. So it comes, I think like people see that and like laugh like, oh, no habla English today.
But
if you know the story if you know his signed that massive contract, hasn't played, he's played less games than he has played, man, they should implement something like they have in the NFL, where if you don't show up to do media, you get fined. Like, there needs to be penalties. Otherwise, players or who have personalities and attitudes like this are going to continue to take advantage of situations like this. And it's unprofessional. It's so bad. In the wise words of Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Exactly. And it's hilarious. And you get it done. Just a couple words. That's all you need. Yep. Yeah. That wraps up our things that make you go, Yeah, we got a really good tale of the tape. Yeah, we do. I'm excited about this one. Some teams on the cusp of the playoffs, bubble playoff teams. Could be a fun wild card race. Will be a fun wild card race. Cubs in the playoffs as of now. Yeah. D-backs right on the edge of that 3-4 spot. And they have a big series coming up. Cubs and Diamondbacks is our tale of the tape. It's a 4-game series. It started Thursday night. We're going to go through who we think has the better offense, defense, managers, starters, and bullpen in this series. So, Ben, let's start with you. Which offense are you taking? Offense, I'm going to go with the Cubs. I've really liked what, Bellinger's had a great year. Yeah. Dansby's playing really well lately. Christopher Morel, massive fan of his. I love watching Christopher Morel play baseball. He's so much fun. I just think 1 through 9, I believe in this offense more than I believe in the D-backs offense. I'm with you. I'm also taking the Cubs offense, but a lot of the reasons you just mentioned, but also just how in sync they are right now. We just saw them score 39 runs in 4 games. Like, this offense is just clicking on all cylinders. As you mentioned, Cody Bellinger is seeing the ball really well. And if we're going to go numbers and comparing the D-backs and the Cubs have better numbers. They have a better batting average, on-base percentage, better slugging, better OPS, better average with runners in scoring position. So it's going to be fun, but I'm going to take the Cubs. Let's move to defense. Who do you got? Defense, I'm going to go with the D-backs. They got a no-fly zone there in the outfield. Corbin Carroll, you know how big of a fan I am of Corbin Carroll's. Alec Thomas out there. I mean, it's just a really, really fast outfield with just studs all over. It's really hard to hit a ball into the outfield that finds gets down and touches grass. So I'm going to go with the D-backs here. I don't know what the numbers say. I also took the D-backs. Okay. And it's because they're one of the best defensive teams number-wise in the league. They have the best fielding percentage, fewest errors committed in baseball, second best runs saved by fielding range, and third best ultimate zone runs saved and defensive rating. So they're like a top 3 defense in the league. Yeah, there you have it. Let's move to managers. Who you taking? I'm going to go with the Cubs here. Rather, David Ross, Torey Lovullo on the other end. Not, I think he's doing a great job. Yeah. It just came down to me for, it's kind of close. I went with David Ross, and I like David Ross a lot. I think he's a great player manager, but I also think he has the ability to step in and put his foot down when he needs to as a manager, and I've just always liked him. I also took David Ross and the Cubs. I know we didn't know what each other picked before going into this, but I just love what he was able to do with this team this season, and more impressively, how he's able to really turn their season around right before the trade deadline. And I'm feeling confident that he can get his first postseason win as a manager this season with this team. He took them to the National League wild card in 2020, but went 0-2, obviously. So I'm feeling great about Ross getting his first playoff win with this team. Okay. All right, let's go to starters. I think I see where this is heading. My starters, I'm going to go with the Cubs. Justin Steele has really made a push for the NL Cy Young Award. I mean, I said it the other day. Actually, I mentioned two of these guys, but one's a reliever. But Justin Steele has been one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated pitcher in baseball this season. He had a stretch of 17 straight scoreless innings. The last 2 starts, over 20 strikeouts. He's really moved up the odds in NL Cy Young race. Blake Snell is still the favorite, but Justin Steele is pushing closer and closer. He's been great. I know Stroman is out, and so not counting that for this series, but Jordan Wicks threw really, really well on Wednesday. Jamison Tyone, to me, the Cubbies rotation is the better.
We're going to go through the matchups here, the probables. Okay. Obviously it started Thursday. We had Nelson and Assad, but let's go to Friday. Zach Gallen, Jameson Talon, who you just mentioned.
I was hoping it'd be Zach Gallen, Justin Steele. That would be sick.
So Friday, Gallen. Taking Gallen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Friday. So Saturday, Merrill Kelly, Justin Steele. So then you got Justin Steele. Sunday, Brennan Pfaadt and Kyle Hendricks.
No thanks.
So
pass.
I'm
taking the Cubs rotation.
Yeah. I'm taking
Actually,
Cubs
Kyle Hendricks looks pretty good. Kyle Hendricks, I'll take Kyle Hendricks.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up with the bullpen. Who you taking?
Give me the Cubs.
Yeah.
Adbert Alzolay has been one of the best closers in baseball back into the bullpen. I love the energy he brings. Drew Smiley's been good back there. By the way, new guy just made his debut. Zach Little comes up left-handed, throws 100, nasty off-speed stuff. The guy is Luke Little. Sorry, nasty, absolutely disgusting. Love watching him pitch. I think he's going to be a big part for them in the. I think they get into the playoffs. That's the stuff that plays.
Yeah.
That 100 from the left side with nasty wipeout breaking stuff. Give me him. Give me the Cubs bullpen.
We went identical through this whole tail of the tape. I also took the Cubs, and if we're going numbers here, they have a better ERA, inherited runner score percentage, opposing OPS, second fewest blown saves, and more strikeouts. So yeah, is this one a wash? Because I'm going to take the Cubs in this series. Who are you going to take in this series? You also going to take the Cubs? Are you going to?
I like arguing.
Oh, I know. Well, we didn't know. We go into this like not knowing what the other one's going to pick.
I like arguing. Maybe that's a problem. I like arguing though.
Yeah, I know. Trash talking is your love language. So yes, I understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cubs here.
Okay.
So are you. So maybe I should just start taking everybody you do for the rest of the year, because I think I have a little cushion at this point. I think I have a 2-series cushion.
No, we have a couple weeks left.
Looks like your pinky is getting.
No, it's not. That
the end
wasn't
of the season.
that wasn't the thing.
Was it?
You know, we're gonna do a whole episode wearing tiny hands. Yep.
What?
Yeah, that's what we're changing it to. If you want to make it about hands and fingers, I have like 4 pairs of tiny hands in my house.
Wait.
Placed all over my house in random
You
places.
have 4. You own 4 pairs of tiny hands.
I did.
How does a human being acquire 4 pairs of tiny hands and have them scattered around their house?
Wool.
Wool. Yeah. Wool is from sheep.
It's a big thing in my family. It's a big thing in my family. All my sisters and I. Because haven't you seen the Tiny Hands like SNL?
I've seen it.
Junice. It's 4 sisters, and we're 4 sisters. So there was like a period in time where we had tiny hands, and we would pass them around. Like each sister would have them for a week, and you'd have to do like really like funny photos and videos with them. And then it just got to a point where I just loved having the tiny hands, and I got a bunch of tiny hands, and I would bring them to parties, and like tiny hands became kind of like a thing for a little bit. They're in my wedding photos.
That is a weird thing to have. That is a weird thing to have.
So yeah, Liz has to wear the tiny hands for a full episode.
They started playing the music. That means Alex's tiny hands is. Yeah, it sounds like a great way to end our Friday episode, talking about Alex's tiny hands. So thank you all for listening. Saturday with Smoltz. Tomorrow, Today was a lot of fun. Wednesday was Julio Rodriguez. If you haven't listened to that, he was awesome. So a lot of good stuff to listen to, but make sure you check that out tomorrow as well. Saturday with Smoltz, always fun. But thank you all for listening to this Friday episode of Flippin Bats. Make sure you're subscribed, following wherever you listen to your podcast. That really helps. We're also on all social media, including YouTube, where you can watch every single thing we do at Flippin Bats Pod for all of them. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Until Saturday with Smoltz tomorrow. Peace.